Hello everyone. In this particular video, let us study about a very important topic in SQL, that is joins. So, as the name suggests, joins, the join statements in SQL are used to combine data from two or more tables based on one or more common fields between those tables. So that's the basic definition of joins. Now let us see what are the different types of joins available in SQL. So the basic joins present in SQL are inner join, left join, right join and full outer join. If we talk about inner join as we can see in the Venn diagram, the inner join selects all the rows from both the tables as long as and only when the join condition is satisfied for both the tables. So basically it will give us the intersection of the data present in the first table and the second table that we are joining. The next type of join is left join. The left join will give us all the rows from the left table, that is table 1 in this case, and it will match the rows from the second table, table 2, which is present on the right side. On the other hand, the right join will give us all the data from the table 2 and it will give only those rows from table 1 where the join condition is satisfied. Then we have the full outer join, which will give us all the rows from table 1 as well as all the rows from the table 2. Now let us understand this better with the help of examples. So over here we have two tables. The first table is employees table and the second table is department table. In employees table, we have the employee ID, name, department ID and manager ID fields. Now over here we just have department ID in this table. Now we need to know what is the name of the department for the corresponding employees. So for that we'll have to take the department names data from the second table, that is the department table. So for this what we can do is we can take help of joins. Now let us start with doing a left join between employees and department table. So first we'll write the select statement and under select we'll specify the columns that we need to present in the output table, and then we will write the from statement where we will specify the table from which we want to take the data. Now in this case we want the data from the employees table, so we'll write employees and then we'll give the alias for this table name. I'll give the alias E in this case. So select the column names from employees E, and then to left join I'll write left join and then the table name with which I want to join the employees table. So in this case the table name is departments, and then an alias for this table as well. I'll write D, left join departments D, and then finally we'll have to specify the join condition or the keys on which the two tables will be joining. If we look at both the tables, we can see that department ID field in both the tables is common. So we can join these two tables on department ID. So to specify the join condition, I'll write the keyword on followed by, I'll specify the alias for the employees table E dot followed by the column name in the employees table on which I want to create this join. So it will be department ID equals to the alias for the departments table and write D dot and then the corresponding column name on which I want to join. So it will be department ID. So from the employees table I want employee ID, employee name and department ID. So I'll write E dot employee ID comma E dot name comma E dot department ID, and then from the departments table I want the department name. So I will write D dot department name. On executing this query we will get the following output, where in the output table we can see that we have employee ID, name and department ID fields from the employees table, and then we have the department name from the department table. But over here we can see that for department ID D4, which was present in the employees table, we have department name as null. It is so because we have performed the left join, and in the departments table, we don't have any department ID as D4. Therefore, in the left join, the department name for the department ID D4 is null. So this is how left join works. We can clearly see that the output table contains all the data from the left table, that is the employees table in this case, and it contains only the common data from the right table. So that was about the left join. Now let us take another scenario. Now I want to perform a right join between the employees and department table. So let us see how the output will look like. So I'll have to modify the query. For that, I'll write e.employee id, e.name. Now the department ID I want to be displayed from the department table. So I'll write d.department ID and then d.department name from the employees E, which is the left table. Now instead of left join, I'll write right join departments D on again the same join condition e.department ID equals to d.department ID. Now if I'll execute this query, I will get the following output. Over here we can see that the data contains all the department names and department IDs from the department table. So in department table we have department IDs D1, D2 and D3. Similarly in output we have all three department IDs, that is D1, D2 and D3. But if we see in the employees table, we don't have any department ID as D3. So in the output table for department ID D3, the employee ID and employee name fields are null. This is because we have performed a right join, which will give us all the data from the right table, and for all the cases where there is no data present in the left table for the specified join condition, those fields will be null for the corresponding rows. So this is how the right join works. So till now we have seen the left join and right join. Now let us see how the inner join works. So to perform the inner join, I'll display the same fields from the same table, but instead of right join, what I'll do is I'll write inner join, and the join condition will be same, that is we are joining both the tables on department ID. Upon executing this query in SQL, we'll get the following output, where we can see the output contains just the 4 rows, and if we look at the department ID, it contains only the department IDs D1 and D2. Now if we look at employee table, we had 3 department IDs D1, D2 and D4 present in the employee table, but the department ID D4 is not available in the departments table. That's why it has been excluded in the inner join. And now if you look at the departments table, department IDs D1, D2 and D3 were present, but in the output, department ID D3 is not present. Again, since we have performed the inner join, it will show only the data that is common between both the tables, that is the intersection of the two tables based on the join condition. So that was about the inner join. Finally, let us see what will happen if I perform a full outer join between employees and the department table. So to perform the full outer join, what I'll do is I will keep the column as it is, employee ID from the employees table, name from the employees table, again department ID from the employees table, and department name from the departments table. From employees E, instead of inner join, I will write full outer join or full join, and then the join condition will remain the same, that is on e.department ID equals to d.department ID. Now from the definition of full outer join, we know that the full outer join will create the result by combining both the left join and the right join results. That is, the result will contain all the rows that are present in both the tables. So if we run this query, we will get the following output. Over here we can see that the output contains 6 rows. It contains all the rows from the table employees, that is all 5 employee IDs and employee names are present, from the employees table. But since the department ID D4 is not present in the departments table, the corresponding department name is null. Also, the sales department or the department ID D3 is not present in the employees table. So, the employee ID name and department ID columns that we took from the employees table are null for the department name sales. So, this is how the full outer join will work. So, we saw 4 basic types of joins, that is left join, right join, inner join and full outer join. I hope you got a basic understanding of the different types of joins present in SQL. If you liked the video, please don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe the channel. Thank you.